Why isn't Workhorse stock booming up in value? What is happening, investors? It is your boy Jack. I am not a financial advisor. I got a clothing line to prove it. And today we're speaking about the juiciest stock of them all, Workhorse. And what I really want to actually speak about today is the fact that we're not seeing this insane price movement that we're seeing in a lot of other EV companies lately. Hyliion, for example, up over 30% yesterday. Tesla, okay, absolutely booming up in value over the last couple of weeks. Green Power Motors up over 80% yesterday. But Workhorse isn't really doing an awful lot whatsoever. And I'm getting more and more people asking me, why is this happening? Why aren't we at $20 or $30 yet? What is going on? And it's a fair question. I understand people can be getting frustrated when they think that this is a really amazing company and not much is happening. So today I want to just speak about that a little bit. I want to speak about when I think things are really going to start kicking off for this company. I want to speak about why we are stagnating right now, despite the fact a lot of us, myself included, think we should be booming up in value. And I essentially just want to try and help you all make sense of what is happening with Workhorse stock right now. And a disclaimer from the start, Workhorse is a company I have put more money into personally than any other company. I am absolutely incredibly bullish on Workhorse, but I do want to act as a voice of reason today. So with that being said, can I please ask you to hit that juicy like button, people, as it helps me and the channel out so much. I really would appreciate it. If you're new around here, join the family. Hit that juicy red subscribe button, people. And please do drop me a comment down below. Let me know your thoughts on Workhorse, if you're involved, what your cost basis is, all that juicy stuff. With that being said, let's get into the video. The very first thing I want to do, guys, is just bring you to the yearly stock chart to get a better understanding of what this company was actually doing before, you know, it got onto all of our radars. I know there are some of you who were in at the $1 and $2 marks, fair play, but most of us weren't. On the yearly chart, it was terrible. It was downtrending constantly, and we were down somewhere between 30 and 40% before, you know, the hype started to happen. Now, as that hype started to happen, we very quickly shot up, okay, over 700% in value, and now still we're up over 500%. The first thing to understand, people, okay, is that now there is so much hype behind this company. I believe for very good reason, but there is a lot of hype behind this company, and a lot of future growth is without a doubt already priced in. There would be no way Workhorse is worth $16.40 a share at this moment in time. We are trading at very high premiums as it is, which is not a bad thing. I still think it's disgustingly cheap in the long term, but in the short term there is only so far that momentum and hype can bring a company. Now guys, Workhorse has a disgusting amount of growth catalysts. I mean a disgusting amount. But we have to see these catalysts start coming to fruition before we're going to see any major upwards moves. It really is that simple, people. As I just said, a whole lot of growth is already factored in. Let's just spend a little bit of time speaking on the catalysts. Well, I mean, the first and most obvious one by far is the potential to get a piece of this USPS contract. That's what everybody thinks of. That's what everybody knows. Obviously, people have already bought expecting this to happen. A certain percentage of this happening is already factored into the stock's price. So until we actually find out what is going to happen with the contract, the stock's price won't move too much based off this one piece. Another catalyst, okay, in regards to the contract, they're the only all-electric, all-American owned company. They've already worked with massive couriers, FedEx, UPS, Ryder. We are HVIP eligible. They have the strategic partnership and 10% stake in Lordstown Motors, who now is going public. We know that there are certain political reasons as to why they could potentially have an advantage in regards to getting the contract or a portion of it. They can sell their vehicles all over the US, every single state. I mean, there is so many, and I mean so many catalysts that we could go through, and an awful lot of them are priced in right now. I mean, guys, if we just look at the last month, it's been very sideways. It has its ups and downs. We're only up 4% on the monthly chart. We've been down a little bit. We've been up a whole lot. A lot is priced in, and I think that's the first thing that you people need to understand. Now, does that mean that you shouldn't be buying at these prices? No, not by any means whatsoever. Because all of those catalysts I just spoke about, once they begin coming to fruition, it's going to be absolutely immense. The first thing we all need to wait for, okay, is the USPS contract announcement. We can speculate all we want. We can deep dive and analyze every single word that the Postmaster General says every time he's in front of Senate. At the end of the day, it's all speculation until something gets announced. Also, guys, remember for me, this is a company with a $1.73 billion market cap with an absolutely immense amount of hype behind it. As much as a lot of people won't want to admit this, It would be relatively easy for massive funds, massive ETF managers, etc. to somewhat manipulate this market in the short term. I think we've seen this. I think we have seen loads of bull and bear traps. I think there is lots of big money trying to get small retail investors afraid to sell their positions. When a company has that small of a market cap and a float of 96.87 million shares, come on, let's be realistic. It's easy for big players to manipulate that price intraday. One other thing I want to speak about, okay, is that Workhorse gets analysed so much more in depth by an awful lot of people than an awful lot more companies. And I am one of those people. I mean everything, and I mean everything that comes out in regards to Workhorse, I am on top of it. I am reading it word for word. I am listening to the calls. I don't do that for other companies, you know. I know the governor of Ohio's grandson's name because of Workhorse. I know about projected EV targets because of Workhorse. I know that how close we are to having drones being used every single day for deliveries because of Workhorse. I reached out to the CFO of the company for an interview because that's how deep a lot of us are diving into Workhorse. And you do not see that with a lot of other companies. For example, this, okay, the Postmaster General's Senate hearing. I mean, I'm sure a lot of you who watched this video listened to it and then delved into it afterwards, word for word, to see if there was any hint in regards to a contract. That is not normal behavior, people. That is not something we do for every single company. And that should just reinforce how much confidence there is in this company, and with confidence comes an awful lot of hype and comes a lot of people buying in hopes of, you know, one day it being worth more. And it all just comes back to the fact that until we start to get actual news, it is not going to move much more. I think anywhere in the realms of $14, $50 a share up to $20 a share right now is fair game with no news, but I don't think much else is going to happen. One more thing I want to say quickly that's somewhat off topic, okay? Louis DeJoy, relatively new to being the Postmaster General, very new in fact. He couldn't have came in at a more complicated, tough time. I've seen people speaking about the man's body language in recent interviews and such. I mean, the pressure this man must be under right now is insane, people. He's not going to be jumping around the place having the time of his life. Put yourself in his shoes. It would be an incredibly difficult time. And I mean, he's been getting attacked a lot. There is just this one thing I want to show you guys. There are many inaccuracies about my actions that I wish to again correct. First, I did not direct the removal of blue collection boxes or the removal of mail processing equipment. Second, I did not direct the cutback on hours at any of our postal offices. And finally, I did not direct the elimination or any cutback in overtime. I did, however, suspend these practices to remove any misperceptions about our commitment to delivering the nation's election mail. Because of the fact we are so heavily dependent on the USPS contract in the short term for Workhorse success, it's become very politically motivated. It's not his fault what is happening right now. It's his job and it's in a really awkward situation. There is not much more he can do right now. Realistically, people, we are now at a stage where everything we've been looking into, all of the research we have been doing that has made us want to invest in this company, we just have to wait until it begins to come to fruition. It really is that simple right now. There is a lot priced in, and there is going to continue being a lot priced in until we have some actual positive news coming out. This is where due diligence becomes so important. This is where believing in your analysis becomes so important, people. If you believe in this company, you shouldn't care what happens in the next month, in the next few weeks. You shouldn't care about 2 to 5% ups and downs every single day. It should mean nothing. If you're like me and believe that Workhorse has the potential to be an absolutely massive player long term in the last mile delivery sector, who cares if it's $16, $15 or $14 for the next month? Who cares? If you believe that this is going to offer you hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of percents over the years, what does it really matter? This is why I preach due diligence as being so important. Because if you've actually done the research and if you've formed your own opinions, it won't matter, people. So that is what is happening right now, okay? There is a lot already priced in. There is not necessarily much new news coming out. If there is, it's largely speculation. We need to wait until news actually starts coming out. It is that simple, people. Have my thoughts changed on Workhorse whatsoever? No. Do I plan on selling or trimming positions? No way, man. I plan on buying a whole lot more. What do I think is going to happen over the next couple of weeks? Not an awful lot. As I said somewhat earlier on in the video, I think we could trade anywhere between $14.50 a share and $20 a share fairly comfortably. Do keep in mind that we've only had one day close below $15 a share since we peaked out. Again, if we look on the monthly chart, there's a 2% day, a 0.3% day, a 1.67, down 5%. The next day up 23%. But the last couple of weeks is when things have been really slow. Just wait for the news to come out, have strong hands, believe in your analysis, and you're going to be okay, people. The easiest way to keep this stock from going down in value is just to hold your position. But anyway guys, that is it for today's video. So guys, as far as I'm concerned, absolutely nothing to worry about. All of the catalysts we found in the past still stand. It is just a matter of time. I am genuinely more confident in Workhorse than I have ever been before. But you are going to have to be willing to just hold through, you know, some slow periods of time. That is just the way it is. Everybody's focused on Hyliion right now. Do you guys remember what happened with Hyliion? We spiked up massively, we had a massive dip, and now they just went up 30% yesterday because a merger date is incoming. I expect very similar movements to happen with Workhorse in the next month or two. But we'll have to just wait and see what happens, people. If you have watched until the end, you, my friend, are a true legend. I appreciate you so much from the bottom of my heart. If you enjoyed the video and got some clarity in regards to, you know, why the stock's not moving the way a lot of us want it to right now, please do hit that juicy like button if you haven't yet. Drop me a comment and subscribe. Those things help me out massively. And with that being said, guys, I hope you all have an absolutely fantastic day. I will see you for the next video. Peace.